Right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everybody. I would like to talk about powers. That's the next paragraph, and in this paragraph, I would like to talk about words like an index, a base, and what a power is. Now, over here, you will find an example, and we pronounce it as 3 of the power of 4. Which means that you need to multiply 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 to the power of 4 is exactly the same as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So we already know 3 squared, which means 3 to the power of 2. And right here you can multiply it 2 times more. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 means 3 to the power of 4, which is 81. Now the whole thing, we call it a power. So 3 to the power of 4. Then if we look at the number 3, in the mathematics we say that the number 3 is the base. So 3 is the base, and the last one, the 4, at the top of that number, we call it the index. Yeah, so the base is 3, index is 4, and together we just say it is a power. If we need to calculate with powers, and I would like to do a few examples with you, for example, exercise 32, you need to think always at the order of operations. So we already know that if we talk about order of operations, first we need to do the brackets. Step number 2, we need to use the powers or the square roots. Step number 3, we need to multiply. There you go. Or divide. Step number 4, you need to add or subtract the numbers, and please do it from left to right in that order. So if you look at exercise 32, you need to think about the order of operations. So the first one, 2 to the power of 3 times 5. First we need to do 2 to the power of 3. And please do it without your calculator. And 2 to the power of 3 means 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 8. And just copy the 5 on the next line. Now what is 8 times 5? That's 40. So the answer with A is 40. B. 2 times 5 to the power of 3. 5 to the power of 3 is 5 times 5 times 5. So that's 2 times 125. And 2 times 125 is 250. Alright, exercise C. It's 2 to the power of 3 minus 5 to the power of 3. Now we already know at exercise A that 2 to the power of 3 was 8. And we already know from exercise B that 5 to the power of 3 was 125. So what is 8 minus 125? That's minus negative number 117. Alright, exercise D. Let's just do it over here. D. Inside the bracket, 5 minus 2 to the power of 4 plus 2. To talk about the order of operations, first you need to do the brackets before you do the power. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 to the power of 4 plus 2. Now with the example, we know that 3 to the power of 4 is 81, and 81 plus 2 is 83. All right. Exercise E. 3 times 4 squared minus 8. 3 times 4 is 12 squared minus 8. 12 squared is 144 minus 8. And 144 minus 8 is 136. So, exercise F. 3 times 7 squared minus 8. We do not see any brackets in this exercise, so we start with the powers. 3 times 49 minus 8. 3 times 49 is 147 minus 8, and that's 139. Exercise G. 2 to the power of 5 minus 5 squared. You can also pronounce it as 5 to the power of 2, but we know if this is to the power of 2, you can say squared. 2 to the power of 5, alright. That's 2 times 2, that's already 4, times 2, that's 8, times 2, that's 16, times 2 is 32. And 5 squared was 25. And 32 minus 25 is 7. Then we still need to do from H to L. So I'm gonna erase a few things. Just wait a second. So there you go. H 2 squared, 2 to the power of 3 inside the brackets plus 3 closing bracket squared. All right. First we need to look inside the brackets. So I just open my bracket. 2 to the power of 3 is the first thing what I need to do. That's 8, and then plus 3, closing the brackets, and then squared. Step 2, 8 plus 3 is 11, squared. I'm just leaving the brackets right now because 8 plus 3 is 11. It is a positive number, so you can leave the brackets, and that's 121. All right. I. 12 minus 6 squared, it's 12 minus 36, and that's minus and then negative 24. J. 6 squared dividing with 3 squared. Okay. First, the powers again. I do both powers immediately. So 6 squared is 36. Dividing with 3 squared, and that's 9. And 36 divided with 9 is 4. There you go. And then K. Exercise K is 5 times inside the bracket 3 minus 2. And then to the power of 3. The brackets is the first step, so 5 times, that's what I'm gonna copy. 3 minus 2 is 1, and to the power of 3. To the power of 3 belongs with the brackets, so you need to multiply the answer from your brackets, and then you need to the power of 3, that answer. So 1 to the power of 3 is 1 times 1 times 1, so that's just 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. And that's it. And then the last exercise, exercise L, 5 minus 3 times 2 to the power of 3 is equal with 5 minus 3 times 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Then 5 minus 3 times 8 is 24. And 5 minus 24 is minus 19. Do not forget the minus over there because it's a negative 19. So that was an explanation about what a power is, what the words base and index means, and an explanation about exercise 32 on page number 111. Good luck with the rest of the exercises.